family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. Children's trust in their parents is a fundamental aspect of development, serving as the bedrock for their emotional, social, and psychological growth. Now, this trust is built through consistent care, support, and responsiveness from parents. When children feel safe and secure, they're more likely to explore their environment, take risks, and develop a sense of self-worth. Hello and welcome to Inside Today. I am Jumai Manson, and today I'm being joined by an amazing, beautiful personality. She is a family coach, family counselor, and of course, an evangelist, Mrs. Ifensimi Ijeri. Do not go anywhere. The program continues shortly. Stay tuned. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, it's Inside Today on Global Television. And if you're wondering, Jay Manson or Jumai Manson, what is this all about? Well, it's all about being patient. For children to trust you takes time and it takes effort. And like I mentioned, I'm not doing this alone. I have a beautiful individual, a beautiful personality, a beautiful woman, Ms. Ifensimi Ijeri. You're welcome to the program Inside Today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
So looking at children, trusting in their parents, giving that total support when it comes to, that security, the trust that children should have in their parents. Let's talk briefly about it, the fundamentals that are important.
Having trust in your parents. We as parents, the word for me is strive. We have to strive to be consistent for our children. Nothing is easy until you pay attention and make life out of it. So you can either make your relationship with your children dead or alive. So how much are you striving? This child is a garden God has given you to make beautiful. How much beauty are you bringing into that life? So it's basically about striving for me. The word striving, to work for that child. You need to pay attention to the child. You need to be reliable. I understand you need to be reliable for these children to build trust in you. So are you someone that says 8 a.m. and comes at 9 p.m.? So you really need to strive where your word is your
Bound.
for your child, because you are building reliability so he can lean on you. You should be a pillar to be leaned on. So you need to strive to be reliable so that you build that trust in them.
And that's where to be constantly, promise keeping. A lot of we know as parents we tend to break promises.
We break promises.
I'm coming for your open day. Oh my goodness, something happened, and that child is so hopeful that my mom is coming, my dad is coming, and if he doesn't see you, it dashes the
we know
trust.
Life happens. Yeah, you can be held up in the traffic.
True.
Your boss might need some of your attention. When you get there, explain to the child as much as possible, and it should not be a frequent thing. Make it right. Strive to make it right with the child. So when you do it once in 10 times, the child will understand. But when you do it 9 in 10 times, the trust is broken. Yeah, so that's why I'm using that word strive, because you really need to be intentional. You're building lives here.
True.
It's about life. Yeah,
And you need to make effort.
you need to make a whole lot of effort. You know, when I have things to do with my children, for me, I shut down everything. Everything. It was not easy involving my husband at first, but as time went by, he began to see reasons that if you are not there, you are losing your child. And the truth of the matter is, how many years do these children need to live with us? I'm just realizing my 16-year-olds will be out. They're already in the university. They'll be out very soon. And the truth is that they're not coming back home again. They'll just come to visit me. So my time is almost up with them. So we really need to build this garden, in these children, into beautiful gardens that they become tree. And they begin to bring fruits. So that in the next 10, 20 years, the fruits you see on your child, you will not start asking questions. You were absent. So whoever was there was making investments.
And the truth is, it should be a reflection of who you are, an upright parent.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's beautiful. Now let us talk about actively listening to your children's concern. As parents, I think we're too busy. Sometimes some parents tend to shut their children up at any slight opportunity. No, keep quiet. No, I'm too busy. Oh, no. Okay, what do you want? Oh, go. You don't even, I interviewed a parent and he says, if you do not listen at the child's nonsense that you think,
Oh, yeah.
when it starts making sense,
He won't
come
to you.
He won't come to you. So how true is this?
It's very true, because we bring the pressures from outside into our homes. So we need to learn how to separate and what word, when you divide things, you just separate your work life from your child. Your relationship with your spouse from your child. This is your child. So you need to actively listen to this child. Make eye contact with this child. What I want to tell parents is our time is limited with these children. Those gaps that we put, these children are gardens. The next person, whether by wind, where the seed pollination, it can be his classmates, he can be the nanny that is attending to him, but seeds will grow.
Sure.
Because they are fertile grounds. So we need to really actively pay attention, acknowledge their feelings, and they need to be seen and heard.
I like they need to be seen and heard.
They need to be
I like
seen and
because some
heard.
children are not, they're just
Yes.
seen but they're not heard.
And they need to be valued. They need to be valued.
You know, Mrs. Festive, I hear parents, they call their children all sorts of names.
Yeah.
Coconut head. They say words that are defaming to that child. Words that as a parent you're not supposed to use. Some parents go as far as saying hurtful things to their children. It hurts so much. And there's something that parents forget. A child never forgets. And sometimes, because they are children, when these emotions start playing a trick on them, they feel as if that is what really they are. Maybe they have a coconut head. Maybe they're as dumb as the parent is making them seem. So how do parents violate their children's emotion, breaking that trust?
It's so sad that most of us have gone through traumas that we don't even know, and hurts that we are carrying that runs deep and we've not dealt with. So you can only pour out, like what the scripture says, the Bible says, out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. So it's a reflection of who that person is inside, the struggles. So if you're a parent that notice you're always bringing out negative things, you need to go and see a trauma person, or begin to read the Quran or the Bible, and begin to receive life into yourself, because something is dead inside of you. So yeah, that's why you're always bringing out negativity. There's something dead inside of you. So you need to come alive inside of you so that you don't affect your next generation. It's your next generation. It's that serious. So will you want your next generation to be bruised the way you are bruised? To be pained or carry the pain the way you are? No. No normal parent will want that. So we really, really, really need to pay attention to what we are giving to our children, what we are saying to them. You know, this is your next generation.
And just to add to what you have said, I think for a struggling child, because all children cannot be the same. I always tell parents when we sit down and we have the tete-a-tete, we sit down and we talk about issues, and I say, all children cannot be the same. The truth is, you as a parent, you owe it to that child to speak positive things.
True.
The more you keep saying words like, oh my goodness, you are a genius. You're a great child. I will not compare you with others because I know that your pace is the best. I know that you speak good things concerning positive things concerning, and you'll be surprised how fast that child will pick. I think that's why the child itself, when he or she starts, having that independence, feels, no, this is not, my mom or dad is not someone I can talk with. They don't see anything good. But once that parent, gives that responsibility in saying positive things to that child, the child, anywhere the child is, wherever he is, anywhere in the world, the first point of contact when there is a struggle is home. My parents. I can always talk to my mom and she'll always be there. She'll always listen. Like my nieces, they're all grown up now. But anything, I assure you, it's me.
Because you were hearing them, you were validating their pains, and children lean on people that validate them, people that feel them, people that see them, and people that value them.
Like it's like, and they're growing up being a teen, and now they're they're in the youthful age and all of that. Although their mom amazing, my sister amazing, always listen, but. With you, Auntie Jay's, it's just you just understand. You just get it. I was like, really? Okay. So let's talk about it. Because I sometimes I act, okay, I know how it is to be in the university. I know what it is. Okay, let's talk about this. I just try and go to their level. I think that's why it's easier.
You might not fully relate to what they are going through because they are not in their dispensation, their generation.
Truly.
But offering that support is the kick for them.
Yeah.
Offering that support. You might not have all the right words to say.
No.
But just listening to that child. The child airs off. And the truth of the matter, everybody comes with a struggle. Yeah? Every child has his own struggle they are going through. So I had this particular son, my third son. He had a struggle writing. Reading and writing, I guess. Because he will turn his book upside down and begin to write. It was when he got to primary 4. We struggled with it to primary 4. Now today in my house, he's the best reader.
Wow.
He's the best writer. As I left home right now, he has downloaded novels he wants to read. So he goes out. That was a child that could not read. That was a child that, but we just kept at it. I remember at his graduation, one of the guys that live with me, Baron, said to me, Mommy, I saw how you struggled with this boy. And today he's graduating out of primary school.
Oh, wow.
He came and he hugged me and said, I was there. I saw the struggle. And so there are different things we need to put in place for each child's struggle. Sometimes it might just be like how you are to your niece. It might just be do you mind pay more attention to this child? Please, can you help me talk? Like, there are a few of my boys that I send my sisters to them because they will open. So create structures around them in that their struggle. It might be their teacher. And my last son right now has been struggling with mathematics a lot, and he loves his former teacher. So I reached out to her and said, you need to keep at it, lesson for this child. So place structures for your child's struggles. You know, if you were in that position, what will you want them to do for you?
Exactly. Now, before we go on a very quick break, I want to ask one question before we run into a quick break. Now, in what ways do we create a safe space for our children to express themselves? What ways, as parents, do we actually create that safe space for them to, hey, be themselves, be who they want to be at that point? In what ways?
No harsh words. No harsh reactions.
No shouting?
No. Stay
Is
calm.
it, can you avoid that really?
See, I had to learn it. So in my head, I'm screaming. Oh my God. My head, I'm screaming as in, I've got, you know, because I have voice, I've seen all kinds of things. I'm screaming in my head as in, but you know, when you react that way, they shut down.
Really?
Yes, when you are harsh with your expressions, they shut down. But when you are calm, they feel, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong here. You get the information and you walk with the child side by side. Please, who will do it better than you? That's the question I ask. And when you are not trained to do it better, there's Google. Go ask. There are things to ask on the internet. How can I help solve a child that is going through this struggle? You can talk to an older parent. You can talk to someone that the child had that same struggle. We should live as a community. Networking. You don't only network to make money. Network to bring your children up in the right way. Very
true.
Yes. So if you see that I had to bring Baron into my home because he was like a role model to my kids, so his lifestyle could affect them. So I made sure there was somebody they could look up to that was not mommy or daddy. Yeah, but they could watch him, how he carried himself, the kind of music he listened to. So I didn't need to tell them, no, you don't listen to this, you don't do that. They saw Baron do those things, so they naturally
fit in.
Yes. So when you are bringing up these children, I talk about structures. We have structures in our workplace to make things happen. We put them in there. We pay for the structures. We bring coaches for our children, for our workplace to teach them for the effectiveness of the results we want. But how come we are not result-oriented with our children? You know.
All right. How come we're not result-oriented with our children? That is food for thought. Let's quickly go on a very quick break. The program, Inside Today, be patient. Building trust takes time and effort. Continues in a moment. Stay tuned. Human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today. And if you're wondering, oh my goodness, Jumai, have I missed a lot on this? Oh yes, you have. So I'm not going to rub it in or smooth it up. You have missed a lot, really. And today we're looking at a very sensitive topic. It's all about being patient. Building trust takes time and, of course, an effort. And, of course, it's Inside Today. And I'm not doing it alone. I have a family counselor, family coach, and, of course, an evangelist with no other person than Mrs. Ifensiri Ijeri. And she's here with me. And we're just talking about, being patient, talking about our children, trusting us enough, and you as a parent working on yourself, because it takes you now for you to understand the struggles of that child, and in order for the child to see you as a friend, as someone that he or she can trust. Now I want to ask a question. I know you do not have female kids, just male children. Do you think it's easier with any of them? It's easier to be subtle with the boys, or is it that to be subtle with the girl child or the male child? Which is it differently, or it's all the same?
I think it's a personality thing, because there are some children that are easy, and there's some children that are strong-willed.
Really, I know the feeling.
So my first twins were easy to bring up. My last two, I am very intentional, because they are very strong-willed kids. So I think it's the personality of the children. I'm the first in 7 children, and I basically brought my sisters and my siblings stayed with me for a while. So I would say there are some that you can easily speak to. There's some you have to craft your words. You can't just pour out because any word might be misinterpreted. So you need to be intentional about your words. So for my twins, I can say anything, and it's fine. You understand what mom is driving out. But for my last 2 boys, I'm almost writing scripts to talk to them. Yes.
All right.
To get the message across.
Now, looking at this now, how do you model honesty and integrity at this stage? Our children, like I mentioned, it's a process when it has to do with a child and to teenage years. How do you model in honesty, for you to be honest at all times, and integrity in their daily life?
Telling the truth.
Even when it's hard?
Yes. You need to, because you are training the child for the future when you won't be there. So telling the truth is very important. Honoring commitments. When you make a commitment, when you make a promise, honor it. Admit mistakes. we are human beings. Mistakes happen. So admit it. It's part of the training. We are not robots. Even robots make mistakes.
True.
So you have to learn to admit your mistake. Then, in front of every other person, treat others with respect. So when they see you tell your driver you are stupid, tomorrow they will tell the driver he's stupid.
Really?
But when you speak honorably to your driver, they will treat the driver the same way. So treat people with respect around them. Don't bring people down around them.
But I want to interject. Our parents back in the day, they believe that their word is final. Once they say something, they're right. So how do I show, I'm trying to find a way now. How do I treat my children with respect, and at the same time, doesn't make me seem as if I'm weak? Because you know we're Africans.
Yeah,
we're
we're
Nigerian. We
Africans,
have
we're Nigerians.
morals. We have values. We are never. You know, it's a norm. We never say we are sorry to our children. It's only now that
We are
learning to the world is evolving and all of that. We don't. You know, the easiest way our parents can say sorry is when maybe they spank you and they say, okay, come. Okay, come. Have you eaten? Have you eaten? That's the way they say sorry. Have you eaten? Or okay, what's wrong with your face or something? They don't say sorry. Back in the day, that was how it was. But now I think the world is evolving, and parents are now beginning to understand that hey, your day is different from their day. So you have to. So how do I come out and treat my child with respect? Hear him out or hear her out without feeling as if, God.
Listen up. The truth of the matter is you need to set clear and consistent boundaries. So when the boundaries are cleared, not today you're saying this, tomorrow you're saying another thing on the same matter. So set clear and consistent boundaries for safety and structures, and give them freedom to explore.
I like that.
Yeah.
To be themselves.
Yeah. So as you said, they know if we go beyond this, mommy will come for us. Definitely. Or daddy will come for us. You know. So yes, you're allowing them explore, but they know the limits to which they go about it. And that there are consequences
behind all of these actions. Exactly.
So pull the strings when they've gone overboard. Learn to pull your strings.
I want to ask. I want to ask.
They'll respect you.
Okay, but I want to ask one question now. Now, how do you handle situations when you, as a parent, have made a mistake? What do I say to that child? Do I just, oh, please, I'm your mom, I can get away with it? Is it right? Because we do that a lot.
That's where it comes to leading by
example.
By example. The scriptures say, humble yourself under the hands of God, that He will lift you up. Bring yourself down to that child level and tell the child, I did this, I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
Can you please forgive me?
Oh, wow.
So when the child makes those mistakes, the child will come to you, will humble himself and say, and call for forgiveness. Then things change. And when you ask for forgiveness, please do the right thing. Strive to maintain that consistency. Strive to put those clear boundaries for safety and structures. I think where we are failing as parents is that we're not putting structures in our homes. We're not putting boundaries to our homes. So anything can come in, anything can go out. And who is that affecting? Our children.
I like the fact that you talked about boundaries, but how do you balance, setting boundaries with giving your child autonomy at the same time?
Yeah, what are your values? What are your integrity? What are your core values in your home? How do you want your child to be seen, or how do you want your child to perceive you? The way you want your child to perceive you is it's what helps you to set the structures in the house. How do you want to be seen? As a sweet mother, a strict mother, a go-getter mother? So you set those structures. So they know mommy goes for a meeting at 7 a.m., 6:30 she's out of the house. What does it do to the child? It makes the child know that time is important.
Time is important.
I remember as a child, my dad always drove us in front of the church when the doors are yet to be open. So he didn't need to tell me, be on time for your meeting or your class. Naturally, I went that way. Because it was a norm to be on time, even for a church service. My dad would tell you, angels come to welcome those that come for the first time. Early. That's the word he used. He said, there are angels waiting to welcome those that are early. So make it early. So it's almost impossible for me to go for something late. Almost impossible. Because that was the example I saw. That was what I knew. So we really need to teach by example and be consistent at it. Strive to be consistent.
Very important. Wow. Now, I know we have to wrap this up. We need to wrap this up now. For a parent who is out there who believes in, I don't have to say I'm sorry. I'm always right, but this child is not trusting me enough. I'm not getting that grip
Yeah.
I need on that child. Say something to that parent.
You need to be consistent. You need to communicate openly to your child. You need to follow through on your words. You need to stay emotionally available so they always feel secured and supported. So those are the 4 steps I even had to write them down. Communicate openly, be consistent, follow through on your words. Follow through on your words, very important. Stay emotionally available so they will always feel secured and supported.
And less shouting.
No, shouting is out of it.
Shouting is out
Let's
of it.
talk.
Let's talk. I like the fact that Mrs. Ifensini Jerry says, let us talk. Now, however, this trust can be fragile and easily damaged by inconsistent behavior, neglect, or abuse. When trust is broken, children may experience anxiety, fear, and difficulty forming healthy relationships. Therefore, it is essential for parents to prioritize building and maintaining a strong, trusting relationship with their children. And it's a wrap on the program Insight today. And of course, it's be patient. Building trust takes time and effort. Thank you so much, Mrs.
Thank you
Ifensini
so
Jerry.
much.
And
Thank
of course,
you for having me.
she is a marriage counselor. She is a family coach, and of course, an evangelist. Thank you for being a part of the program. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you all so much for being there. And remember, don't shout, talk.
That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television.